Hello, can you hear me? Okay, well, a very good afternoon. Actually, I would like to start with the presentation. Unfortunately, there was a misunderstanding concerning the schedule, but at least I am here. I would like to present myself. My name is Johan Cotin. I'm the international coordinator of VIVES University of Applied Science in Belgium. I would like to start another presentation and not this one. I don't know who started this presentation. Someone started the presentation, business management and entrepreneurship. Can you close that one, please? I would like to start with study in Belgium. Okay, so very good. Once again, a very good afternoon, and I hope that all those who do have interest actually to come to Belgium are present. So I will first of all show you some slides about studying and coming to Belgium, and then after that we will present the programs that we offer in our University of Applied Science. Well, when you talk about Belgium, I think it's just interesting and important to know that we are a very small country, which is a bit at the same height, if you look at the map of Europe, of Ukraine, and that we have about 11.5 million inhabitants. The capital of Brussels, the capital of Belgium is Brussels, but at the same time, it's also the capital of Europe. And this is important because, of course, once you would be in Belgium, there are a lot of possibilities to go abroad, to visit other countries in Europe, to go to other parts of Western Europe, because you probably will have a Schengen visa, and with this Schengen visa, there are possibilities to travel in other cities and other countries of Europe. Now, coming to Belgium, you probably heard about Belgian chocolate or the Belgian beer, or maybe you are more interested in the soccer team, and the Red Devils are very well known, or you probably have heard about Tomorrowland, which is something that we export and which is actually a very nice dancing festival in a lot of countries. And also it started in Belgium. Now, on the planes of the Belgian aviation, Brussels Airlines, you can see that we are quite well known for comics, and some of them, and also artists, some of them are even spreaded or painted on the airplanes of Brussels Airlines. We do have actually a Dutch-speaking part, which is in the north. You can see the provinces in the north called Flanders, and then we have a French-speaking part, which is here in the south, and this is called Wallonia. Our University of Applied Science, VIVES, is situated in the province near the coast, and we have different campuses, but the most important campuses are in Brugge, and you can see some pictures of the city, which is called also Venice of the North. And then another main campus is situated in Kortrijk, which is about 50 kilometers south of Brugge, And this is the city of Kortrijk with the pictures here on the left. I believe that we can talk about state-of-the-art campuses, very new buildings, very nice buildings. So on the left, you see 2 pictures of the campuses in Kortrijk, and on the right, you can see some pictures of the campus in Brugge. VIVES counts about 16,500 students, about 1,100 staff members, and annually we have about 350 incoming international students. We are a part of the Association of the Catholic University of Leuven. So it means that all over Flanders, there are different universities of applied sciences linked with this university in Leuven. But actually, we won't go into details. As for the programs that we offer, my colleagues will present them later on. Just some practical elements is talking about housing. We offer in the campus in Kortrijk an own residence, and there you can see the prices. It's 385 euros per month for a single room, or if you take a double room, it would be 285 euro per person. Of course, we can help you to find accommodation on the private market, and then it will be a bit more expensive. In Brugge, there is also the possibility to go on the private market, but from September 2022 on, there will be also a residence on the campus next to the buildings of the library and the course building. To have an estimation about the living cost, here you can see that food and other expenses, you should calculate about 350 euros monthly. There are, but this is very limited, some small possibilities for scholarships, as we have an agreement with some schools in Ukraine. This is actually what I would like to give as a general presentation of Belgium, and I give the floor to my colleagues who will explain more about the different programs. Lode, can I ask you maybe to present right now the programs in hotel management?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. About the programs in hotel management, let me have a look to share the correct screen, first of all, with all of you. So I hope you can see this now.
Yes.
Okay, and now, moment. So, is it clear? Can you see the screen?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so one program you can take in Belgium at VIVES in Brugge is the Bachelor of Hotel Management, and in that Bachelor, actually, it's a 3-year program with 180 credits. And there in this Bachelor, we have a choice. You can choose for the Dutch program and for the English program. Of course, I suppose that all of you will choose the English program. If not, of course, you're also very welcome to choose the Dutch program, but then you need to speak Dutch, of course. So, and when you choose the English program, you can choose two specializations. We can still hear you. Johan, we can still hear you. So you can choose 2 specializations. You can choose the specialization in hospitality management, or you can choose the specialization in culinary arts. And a lot of those courses are the same. So there's a lot of joint courses. These are the joint management courses, and also some languages. But of course, there's also a difference between those 2 specializations. Of course, all these courses are in English. If we take a closer look at the courses there and projects in this English program of hotel management, in the joint program, you see mainly courses concerning economics, languages, and projects like economics, law, accounting, ICT, human resources, sales and marketing, revenue management. All those courses are important, both for students that study hospitality management and for students that study culinary arts. Also, both of the specializations, in both of the specializations, you will have some languages. You can choose, well, you need to choose 2 languages out of these 5: Dutch, French, German, English, or Spanish. Of course, your native language, if like, for example, English would be your native language, you cannot choose that language. But I suppose for most of you, that would not be the case. If you would be able to speak another foreign language next to your native language, to your mother tongue, then it can also, if you can prove that you have enough knowledge for that, then you can switch that for one of the languages that are here. We have an international case in the 2nd year where we have an international week organized by different students, international students and students from Belgium. We have different projects, a project Café Cuisine, which means that you organize your own and create your own hospitality concept together with different students. That's also combined with a study trip. And then, of course, there's a difference between hospitality management and culinary arts. And for that, maybe it might be interesting to show you a video first. Let me have a look if I can find that video for you. I will share the complete screen here and have a look where I can find the video.
Otherwise, Lode, I can show it because it's actually here on the paper. So
okay, then you show it. Yeah, you can show the video, Johan.
The Bachelor of Hotel Management exists for more than 30 years already by now, but in September 2021 we have a very important innovation. Students want to study hotel management can choose between 2 specializations, the specialization Hospitality Management or the specialization Culinary Arts. The ones that choose Hospitality Management are very passionate about service, delivering service, and about the hospitality business in general. The ones that choose to study culinary arts are really passionate about cooking and want to achieve a high level in gastronomy. For that, of course, that is the reason why we didn't hesitate when Hotel School Ter Deunen came to us with a proposal to organize a study in a high level, in a bachelor level, for culinary arts, because we see it so often that very talented and very passionate people start a business, a catering business, restaurant business, and they don't succeed. And the reason they don't succeed is because of the lack of management and communication skills. And that is where we are good at VIVES. So for these skills, they can come to VIVES. We count on Hotel School Ter Deunen for the development of their culinary skills in the wonderful venue of the Carmelite, the former 3 Michelin star restaurant in the historical center of Brugge. But we welcome the students here in our campus at VIVES to join their fellow students of the hospitality management specialization in the courses about economics and languages and teamwork and presentation skills. They are very welcome here. And we are really sure that with this whole package we can deliver graduates that are really ready for a bright and successful future in the hospitality business.
Okay, thanks Johan for sharing that that video. So this gives you already an idea of the difference between hospitality management and culinary arts. If you are really into gastronomy and you want to reach a high level in gastronomy, culinary arts is really the way to go for you. With as you saw in the video, with courses from great Michelin star chefs in a great venue where you will really reach a high culinary level, but you will also have attention for management topics and for languages. If your interest is more to the broader hospitality industry, you would probably better choose the specialization of hospitality management, where you also get courses like hotel organization, food and beverage, introduction to wine. And for example, important too, is that there you will study a third language. So instead of 2, you will choose 3 languages. There is a basic introduction also to kitchen and restaurant practice, but that is more basic. That's just to get to know the basics, the practical basics of kitchen and restaurant, because later when you have a management function, you need to be able to understand what your people are doing. Also, the company visits are different from culinary arts. There's a different project about the trends in hospitality. And there in hospitality management, you will also be able to choose an elective topic in the 3rd year. If you are more interested in how everything is organized within the hospitality organization, you would probably choose operational management, where there's more about wines and kitchen, but also about rooms division, housekeeping, wellness management, that kind of things. You can also choose strategic management. If you like to look a little bit more on the long term management-wise, where you will have a course like strategic marketing management, where there will be a business game. So these are the different options there. Different internships. You have 1 week internship in the 1st year. It depends what it is on your specialization. It can be in a hotel or a company of your choice, or you can run the restaurant, the Carmelite, the 3-star Michelin restaurant, the Carmelite, for 1 week. In the 2nd year, you have 6 weeks. That's what we call the operational internship. That's in Belgium, a hotel in Belgium. Or if you choose culinary arts, it's running the Carmelite for 6 weeks. And in the 3rd year, we have an international management traineeship, so everyone can go abroad. If you choose hospitality management, it's in the international hospitality business. If you choose culinary arts, it's in an internationally renowned restaurant. What are our strengths? Well, with our diploma, you will certainly find a good job within or without or outside of the hospitality industry, because of course we want you to go into the hospitality industry, but with the knowledge of languages, with the knowledge of economy, with your presentation skills, teamwork skills, you can really find a job in different industries. We have a good student organization, so don't worry. If you come here, you will get into a group of students that really get along very well with each other. Of course, our location is unique. In Brugge, which is a real gastronomic city, and with lots of beautiful hotels. We do have a strong reputation on quality, also on study guidance of students. And well, you will be taught in quite small groups, which makes it also possible to have quite a close contact with the teachers, with the lecturers. So you're not like 1 out of the 1,000. You're not like a number. We will know your name. We will know who you are, and we will try to guide you through the study process as good as we can. That's something you can count on. Yeah, well, here you see some interesting things to follow. Maybe on Instagram or Facebook, you can follow our study program or study, and on the website, of course. And if you have any questions or you would like to have more information on our study of hotel management, if it's hospitality or culinary arts, it doesn't matter. Please do not hesitate to contact me. This is my name and my email address. Of course, you can also find it on our website. Yeah, so this is how you can contact me. Okay, I will stop sharing that screen. Johan, yeah.
Yes, thank you very much, Lode. I would like to give the floor to my colleague Anne, who will explain about the business management and entrepreneurship program.
Maybe if I can interrupt, I see that there's 2 questions in the chat. I'm not sure if the students are supposed to wait until the end.
Well, actually, there is a question about the exams required for admission. Well, there is no official exam needed. You need to have your degree from the high school, of course, but then there are some requirements concerning the language. I will put a link in the chat so that you can find the information about the language requirements. Lode, there is a question about the internship system organized. Which companies do you have in cooperation?
Wait a moment. And with which companies do you cooperate? Well, it depends on if it's hospitality management or culinary arts. About hospitality management, well, we do have cooperation with all the big chains like Accor or all the big hotel chains. We have different hotels in Europe. Also next year, for the first time, we have a traineeship in Dubai. So actually, it's really a large. I cannot tell you all the different companies, but it's we do have contacts with all the larger chains. About the restaurants, that there we will. We still need to build that. Next year, it's, as you have seen, it's a new program, the culinary arts, but we work together, we cooperate with a hotel school that already has lots of experience in sending trainees abroad, and you will have the possibility of having a traineeship in very high standard restaurants.
Lode, there is a question, what is the ratio of lecturers and practical lessons?
It will also, it depends a little bit on your choice, if it's hospitality management or culinary arts. In culinary arts, the ratio might be like 25% of practical courses and 75 theoretical, but then even still in the theoretical courses, there are some projects and some group works, which is also already quite practical. For hospitality management, yeah, it's about the same actually for hospitality management. Yeah, so it's about 25% really practical, and then the other 75% theoretically, but with a lot of projects and some teamwork and presentation skills, that kind of things.
Thank you. Anne, can you take over right now?
I can. Can you already see my screen right now?
Yes.
With the presentation? Okay. So welcome. Good afternoon. My name is Anne van den Broeke, and I am the coordinator of the Bachelor of Business Management program in VIVES in Kortrijk. With this presentation, I really hope to provide you with a bit of information about the purpose of our program. I'll just show you the overview here. The purpose of our program, what it is all about, something more about our campus, why you should choose Kortrijk, and what you can do with the degree that we offer. So now what is the program all about? Well, the program is business management and entrepreneurship within the Bachelor of Business Management. And our aim is really to educate entrepreneurial people, so people who have a helicopter view on business management. So that is why we are actually educating generalists and not really specialists. That's why you can see that we have multiple pillars in our program, which are the commercial, financial, and languages. As for commercial, that means that we have courses like marketing, introduction to marketing, product development, things like that. Financial courses as well, very important, like accounting, basics accounting, financial management, cost and management accounting. And we also think that if you want to be an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur in an international company, that languages are very important. So everyone has or picks as a first language English, and picks on top of that 1 or 2 more languages. Of course, Next to that, we also have a lot of other items just to cover the overview of a company. Courses like ICT, law, ethics, HR, logistics, are also items that get a lot of attention within the program. In fact, all the courses are interlaced with practice. That means that we provide a lot of case studies, exercises, and so on, so that you really get a feel of what it is like to be in a company, or what company life is like. In what follows, I will try to give you a bit of an overview of the different years that we have in our program. You should know that we have offered a professional bachelor program, which usually consists of 180 credits. And each year, so each phase of the program consists of 60 credits. So if you do well, you can finish the complete program in 3 years. In the first year, you will see that we have the more general business topics that you can find in other management programs as well. Things concerning entrepreneurship, tax and legal management, ICT, communication, and personal development. We try to interlace it with practice, as I already said, and we do that by inviting entrepreneurs to come and teach in front of the class, by introducing a course, practice-oriented training, in which students already go outside of their comfort zone and contact companies, do interviews there, get to know what life in a company could be like in the different branches of a company. We also attach a lot of importance to sustainability, because as a company, if you don't work in a sustainable way, you are priced out of the market. It's like quality before. Quality is now obvious that you offer quality. Well, in a couple of years, it will be obvious that you offer a sustainable service or sustainable products. So we also have a practical course about sustainability, and there are also opportunities to do practical training in languages by going, for example, abroad, and to actually have a language bath, as we would call it, an immersion in another language. This gives you a bit of a feeling of what it is like when we have some entrepreneurs in front of the classroom. They come and talk about their experiences, so that students already get a bit of an idea what it could be like to have a specific position in a company. And here you can see students working together in teams for the practice-oriented training course. In the second year, we go a bit more in depth in those general themes of business. And again, we have a lot of practice by doing by offering the possibility of international exchanges. I'll come back to that later on with a couple of pictures. There is a variety of company visits. We also have this practice-oriented training too, in which we go more in depth and again have a lot of, or try to have contact with companies and entrepreneurs. There is quite an important course being market research, in which we challenge the students to do an assignment for a specific company that wants to have a market research. So students actually go and have a look at what should be the questions that we ask people to do the good market research. They do the questioning, they do the working of they work the data in Excel, and they try to come to conclusions and advices for the companies. There are language immersions as well in the second year, and also we offer an opportunity for students to get to know what studying in other countries even means by inviting international staff over to our school, so that everyone at least gets a bit of an experience of what it would be like to take classes in another country as well. So this here gives you a bit of an impression of what it is, the international exchanges that we offer to the students. Those are international student weeks, both in Heidelberg and Budapest. These are not mandatory, but students can go there and join a very interesting program on top of international encounters with other students and getting to know another country. In normal circumstances, there's also a trip to China, which is not mandatory either, but very interesting, very much added value to students to get to know the companies over there, the way of working, the way of living, and of course to do some cultural visits as well. Now, given the circumstances with COVID, of course, these last couple of years, this was not possible. And here you see some images of nice language immersions in Germany and Spain. And this is what we did for practice-oriented training 1 year ago. We went to France. We were in an exchange project with a French school, and the students worked around entrepreneurship and communication in multicultural teams. So you can see our students here and this here together with the French students, in which they worked on an innovative concept that they worked out and pitched and presented in a fair. This is, again, a bit of proof of what they did during that exchange program. In phase three, we go even more in depth with the business courses, and the practice that we find in the third year is again possible for the languages, but most of all, very important part of our last year of the program is a creative business project in which students actually start up their own little company in teams. And when I say start up, they actually do everything that comes with starting up a company. That means they try to come up with a good idea, innovative service or product. They write a business plan, a financial plan. They look for shareholders that want to invest in their little company. And then they start buying, selling, or producing whatever they have chosen to do. They have to keep their accounts. They need to do all the promotion for their products, have a good social media strategy, etc. So everything, in fact, everything that comes with having a company is here applied in this creative business project. So this is really an integrative project in which all the knowledge that they gain throughout the first 2 years is integrated in this small company. And next to that, there's also an internship of 9 weeks, and that could be in a Belgian company as well as in companies abroad. That is really up to the students what they prefer, but we do prefer that even if it is in the home country, that students do most of their internship in English, so that they really do try to be in an international context and to well, feel what it means to work in a different language as well. For students who are eager to go abroad, there's also the possibility to do an Erasmus Plus program. That means that they go abroad for half a year. Instead of staying with us, they study abroad for half a year. Here, some impressions again of being abroad with the students. This was around Christmas in Germany and in Spain for Spanish. This is about the creative business project. We always start with an inspiration day. Then we go usually to the seaside for 3 days, where students do a lot of team building. They really decide on which product or service they are going to elaborate, and they set the milestones for their project there during those 3 days. After that, they pitch to the jury, well, the jury of other fellow students and coaches. They have their general assembly with their shareholders, and they start buying and selling. And this here is a picture taken on one of their selling moments in our school. What the campus looks like, I think my colleague has already given you some impressions there, but we, with this program, are situated here in the south of West Flanders in Kortrijk. So this is an impression of the buildings where we are, and this is the main building of our field of study, so the business studies, and this was the most recent building that is named the Cloud. So this again, a computer room, the Starbucks hub, which students seem to like. This is a room with flex desks, which gives us the opportunity to easily work in teams. This is our sandwich bar. Here, and again, we have rooms in which it's easy to cooperate. Everyone brings its own device, his or her own device, and then you can project on a screen, well, so that it's easy to have an easy teamwork. And here again, you can see there is a really good Wi-Fi everywhere in our buildings. So in the open spaces, you can also sit there and work together in teams if you wish, or even on your own in between classes. That is possible. Now, maybe a question that you might ask yourself, what can I do with this degree? Well, of course, you can immediately enter the job market after graduating. As what, you might wonder? Well, you could take up an all-round position. As you did have this helicopter view on business and management, you really have a good foundation to start in a company, in different departments even of a company. We know that small and medium-sized companies are very happy with this type of students because they are aware of all the different aspects of doing business, and so they can be used in different departments of the company as well. Of course, you can start up your own company as well, or if you pick a larger company, which is definitely possible as well, you can go for what your heart likes the most, where your heart lies. So you choose among according to your personal interests or motivation. But it is also possible to gain an extra degree, so that means you don't need to stop studying after 3 years. There's also a possibility to study an additional bachelor program in 1 or 1.5 years, depends on what you choose to do. But it is also possible to do a bridging program, and after that a master's program. So we also have students who continue their studies to get a bachelor after bachelor or a master's degree afterwards. Why would you do this at VIVES with us? Because it's an all-round program. It really gives you this helicopter view. We're in relatively small groups, as my colleague also mentioned, for the culinary arts and the hotel management. The groups are not, you're not a number, so we actually know the students we have in our classes. As I already mentioned as well, all the courses are interlaced with practice, so exercises, case study, etc. So it's a very practice-oriented program. Languages are important, but are definitely valued when you enter the market afterwards. There are a lot of international opportunities, of course, in normal circumstances, not what we had last year. It's an international environment because you will be together with Belgian students as well as other students from abroad, and we also have lecturers coming from other countries as well. So that really opens your mind, gives you a totally different view on things as well. And not to forget, there's a friendly atmosphere. We have quite a good connection with our students. There's not a huge threshold for students to ask us things. So we try to have a close connection to know what is happening among the students as well, to know what lives among them as well. And if you would have any more questions, of course, I'd be very happy to answer them. You can find my coordinates here. This is my email address, so it's anne.vandenbroeke@vives.be. This is our so the website where you can find more information, and this is our Facebook page on which you can already have maybe a look just to see which activities we've had and what is happening, and some testimonials of former students as well, or people abroad or studying abroad. So you can find some information there as well. I really hope that this was informative to you. And if you have any more questions now or later on, just shoot. Good luck with your choice.
Well, thank you very much, Anne. Before going to the questions, maybe I suggest that I give the floor to my colleague Emma, who will explain about the advanced bachelor.
Okay, let me just quickly see whether I can share my screen. Here we go. I think you should be able to see it now. Yes, okay. So welcome everyone. I see that there's quite a lot of you joining us. My name is Emma Braakman. I'm actually the student counselor for this program, as well as the program that my colleague Anne van den Broeke presented. The coordinator of this current program couldn't be here today, so I will be representing her and our Advanced Bachelor of International Management. First things first, you may be wondering, what is an Advanced Bachelor in International Management, and especially the part about an Advanced Bachelor. I don't think many of you are familiar with that concept. It's actually a degree that we in Belgium call a Bachelor after Bachelor degree, which means that in order to start the program, you need to have already obtained at least a bachelor degree. So you already have to have a degree before starting this specific program. What is so typical, or what is so specific about this program? Well, it's actually a one-year program that provides you with an all-round view of, or an all-round knowledge of international management and business management in general. And it's really an advantage for students because within that 1 year, they actually obtain another bachelor degree. So for example, let's say you have already studied social applied sciences, for example, you've done a bachelor degree in that, but you feel like you want to have some more knowledge on the business world and you want to broaden your perspective, broaden your horizon, then you could apply for this specific program, and in 1 year's time, you would have a second bachelor degree in international management. So you don't necessarily have to have a background in business studies. This program is open for everyone that is interested in getting an all-round knowledge of international management. What are some of the assets of the program? Like my colleagues have discussed before, we mainly focus on small groups of students. We like a personal approach at VIVES, which means that the communication between the lecturer and the students, oh, I see that something has popped up, okay. So that the communication between lecturers and students is actually is a very close contact. Students have a very easy relationship with the lecturers. They're open for questions, they're open for suggestions. So having those small groups really facilitates a good communication between students and staff members or lecturers. As I already said, the program is made up to create sort of a helicopter view, an all-round knowledge of business management. So it means that for students who have an interest in business but have no prior knowledge, it's really there to broaden your horizons, to broaden your perspective on business, but in general. Students who may have studied something completely different before might also benefit from some business experience because they might want to start up their own company later. And of course, then having that business knowledge is definitely essential. What does the program then look like? As my colleague has already communicated in the chat as well, our semester or our academic year starts in September, mid-September, and goes up to the end of December. In this specific program, we offer mainly traditional theoretical classes in the first semester. So that means that we mainly provide you with theory in the beginning in order to apply that theory later on in the second semester or later on in the program and in the internship that is also part of the program. So what can you expect in the first semester? Mostly theoretical classes, of course, also interactive theoretical classes, and a smaller number of courses that are based on project work and assignments. Whereas in the second semester, after the exam period in January, the second semester that runs from January to mid-April, we offer more project-based classes with consultants from the actual or that actually have or run businesses and come and teach at VIVES. So those classes are more project-based. They focus more on applying the theory to practice. There's less traditional exams, but more assignments to be made, presentations to be given, and so on. After the second examination period in April, so after all the classes have ended, the students leave for their 3-month internship, which is, I think, one of the biggest assets of this program, but I will come back to that a little later. I would like to show you this overview. As I said before, we try to provide students with a helicopter view of business, and we do that by focusing on 4 major topics. The first topic being business essentials, then we have entrepreneurship, personal and management skills, and then business in practice. And by providing you courses within those 4 topics, we hope to really get you ready to enter the business world after that 1 year of studying international management. Which courses are a part of those 4 topics? Well, within that cluster of business essentials, we provide you with an overview of everything that is essential for business, as the title suggests. So we have financial management courses with financial analysis, global marketing that includes e-commerce, but also marketing planning, market research, and so on. We have the topic of human resource management that contains HR topics like how to apply for a job, how to compose your own resume, but also a course on international human resource management. So what if you end up in that position? How do you deal with new employees coming in? How do you interview those new employees, and so on? Of course, a topic in logistics and operations, so supply chain management and so on. Then we have our cluster in entrepreneurship, where we mainly focus on how to become an actual entrepreneur, how to get that idea into an actual product, or how to form that idea into an actual company and a business. And we do that with the topic strategic and design thinking, and also business modeling. And then, of course, if you want to run your own business, or if you want to work in a specific business, it's always important to know the legal aspects of business as well. Then the final two clusters, personal and management skills, they focus mainly on communication skills, so languages, but also sales training, negotiation training, but also on that management aspect. So how is a business organized from the inside out? How is the quality checked in a business? And then, of course, also, how do you deal with specific data? So how do you process all the data that is coming into your company? So that's why we offer a course of Excel. And then lastly, we have business and practice, probably one of the most important clusters of the program. And that includes your bachelor thesis, so your bachelor business project, as well as field experience. And field experience is then, of course, the 3-month internship. Now, how is that internship organized exactly? I think that is one of our most frequently asked questions by students. As I already mentioned, the internship is 3 months long. So that means that after the second examination period in April, students leave for their internship in May. And that internship continues all throughout June and July, sometimes the beginning of August, depending on when they can start the internship, or whether there's general closing days in the company where the student is doing their internship. We offer the students a possibility of either doing the internship in Belgium or doing the internship abroad. That is up to the students. We simply give them the condition that the internship company should have an international focus. Eventually, of course, this is the program International Management. So the company that they are doing their internship in should at least have an international focus. That can be that it's an international company, meaning that it has branches across different nations around Europe, or maybe even worldwide. Or it can be a company that has a focus on other companies as or for export purposes, for example. So depending on how the company deals with their products, or with their competitors, or with their other branches outside of Belgium, we basically look at the different options, or we look at what students present us as far as their internship company is concerned, and then we see whether it is sufficient, or whether the company meets all the requirements as an internship company for this specific program. We let the students choose their own internship companies, so they have a free choice. They can either use their own personal network, or they can go and look for specific internship companies themselves. Usually we find that that's not really a problem. Students always find internships in very interesting companies, sometimes abroad, sometimes closer to home, or closer to where they're currently living. But it depends on their preference. So we always give the students a choice. Some people are more interested in human resources management. Others maybe have an interest in logistics. So depending on the department or the topic that they're interested in, they can select a specific internship company, and they can see whether it's possible to perform their internship in that specific branch of the company or that specific department. If students do have difficulties in finding internships, then of course we are there to help them. We do have lists of internship companies that have been used in the past, or companies where students have done their internship in the past. So if there really is a problem and a student is struggling to find a decent or an internship company that meets all the requirements, then of course we can assist the student in finding a suitable choice. I saw that there was a question before about the admission as well, so I've listed it all here for you, but you can also find it on our website, of course. You see some information here about the tuition fees. So for EEA students, the tuition fee is 947 euros per academic year. For non-EEA students, it's a bit more expensive. The admission requirements for this specific program that you should be aware of is that we already expect students to have at least a bachelor degree. So that only goes for the advanced Bachelor of International Management. Of course, if you have a master's degree, then that suffices as well. The point is that you have to have obtained already at least one degree on at least a bachelor level. And I saw that there was a question as well on the level of English that we require. So you see all the tests that we accept. Basically, we accept all of these tests that have an equivalent of a B2 level in English. So if you are looking to do an English language test, then these are the ones that we accept. So feel free to take a look at what is possible for you. Should you want more information, or if you want to reach out to us, then you can find the contact details of my colleague Valerie Ritz on the PowerPoint. As I said, she is the coordinator of the program. If you want to get in touch with us, you can simply send her an email for more information, or if you want to book an intake interview with her, we like to get to know our students before accepting them in the program. So we always do like a get to know you interview before the student actually starts the program. You can also find our website there and all of our contact details. So feel free or don't hesitate basically to ask any questions now or contact us later for more information. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emma. I see that there are still some questions in the chat, and instead of answering them, I would like to answer them right now, just because then they are recorded actually. So there is a question about information technology. Unfortunately, we do not offer a full degree in IT at the moment. Then do we have programs only for international students? We offer also exchange programs, but that is in the case that we have a kind of a partnership with universities in your countries. Then there are possibilities to do an exchange program from 1 till more semesters, but this is actually not in the scope of what we present here, because here we present the full degree programs. There was a question about art and design. In VIVES, we do not offer the programs on art and design. And a question about the possibility to do part-time work or weekend work or paid internships. It's not common to do paid internships in Belgium. This is very different if you compare it, for instance, with Germany. There are possibilities to do weekend jobs or during holidays, of course, linked with the legal aspects. Maybe that is in hotel management a bit different. Lode, I don't know if the internships are paid sometimes. Maybe you can answer on that. We don't hear you. Still no sound, but otherwise maybe you can answer in the chat then, Lode. If the living cost in Belgium is cheaper, or if you can compare it with the living cost in Germany, I believe in general that the living cost in Belgium will be a bit cheaper than in bigger cities in Germany. Then there was a question to download the presentations, but there is a link that you can see in the chat. And now there is time left for other questions. Please feel free. Yes, like I thought, my colleague mentioned that traineeships in some hotels quite sometimes are paid. It depends on the company. You can find also, if you go to the general page of VIVES University of Applied Science, which is linked here, you can find also some videos. One is about 5 minutes, which presents a bit in general VIVES. Then there is another one which presents actually the life of students, which is made by the students. That's also interesting to see. And of course, you can find on our website more information, and do not hesitate to contact one of us.
I see there was a question about the tuition fees as well. I'm sorry if that was unclear. So the tuition fees that I showed before are the same for all the programs. So that means about 900 euros for students from the EEA, and for students that are not part of the EEA, so countries that are not part, of course, of the EEA, they pay 4,900 per academic year.
How long does it take for a student to find a job after graduation? Can you give some figures, colleagues? Anne, maybe?
Well, it mostly depends on what students decide to do, but those students who actually really want to go to work, we see that about 90% already has a job within 3 months after graduating. So most students start to work really fast afterwards, unless, of course, they make the choice to continue their studies by doing an extra bachelor program or a master's program. But normally they really have a job really fast. A lot of students also are offered a job during their internship. So it's always a good thing to do a good internship in a company that you have chosen yourself, because that already shows that you have interest in that type of company. And then if you do well there, then there's a chance that you can stay there.
Yeah, so the same for the advanced bachelor as well. So students easily find jobs after graduating. And as my colleague, Ms. van den Broeke, also said, that usually they find something that either has to do with their internship company or through networking that they were able to do there. So we often find that students stay at their internship company and can actually immediately start there right away. So the success rate of students getting a job after graduating is quite high.
The living cost in the country per month, I think realistic, you should calculate between 350 and 400 euros monthly. Of course, it depends a bit on your lifestyle, but this is what we hear from the students living in Brugge or in Kortrijk. Well, the question, the practical training at VIVES, I think all of the colleagues explained a bit how long it takes, which is increasing from the first till the last year, the third year. And then the internships and the practical teaching is actually, well, raising up. It depends a bit. I don't know, Mustafa, what your question specifically is. Can you maybe explain a bit more?
Maybe I can already add that we do have theoretical courses, but even within the theoretical courses, there's a lot of reference to exercises, to practical cases, etc. So we could say easily that a big part of all the programs is very practice-oriented.
Mm-hmm. Okay. More questions at the moment? If not, we really would like to thank you for your presence, and we hope that we triggered you in a certain way, and always welcome on our website. And of course, welcome if you would like to need more information. You can find all the contact details of the colleagues who are present today and of the colleagues who are dealing with the different programs. Don't hesitate to contact us if you need more information. And let's, well, maybe welcome you in Belgium, in VIVES, in Brugge, or in Kortrijk. For the rest, have a nice day and see you later then. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.